Hello there, how's it going there today? My name is Dennis. I'll be your host in this series. It's all about off the grid, living off the grid, and it's solar. That's what I'll be touching the most. And I'm going to go through everything: water pumping, heat trace, inverters, batteries, charge controllers, circuits and control, dumping excess power, and hopefully we can all save a pile of money. Please press like and subscribe if you find anything informative. Share this with your friends, and hopefully we'll all find this a little entertaining. Leave comments and questions, and sooner or later I should be able to get around to it and answer all that. I've got 24 years of experience with this, so I've had all kinds of trials and tribulations, and I will share that all with you if you take the time to go through it all. And please pass it on to people who you think will find this interesting. Bye for now. Here's my 2 cents. So in this first episode, what I'd like to talk about is refrigeration. And it's using excess power only. That's the ticket. The less you cycle your battery bank, the longer it'll last. So if I'm able to keep things cold and refrigerate using just solar power and not battery power, then your battery bank will just simply last that much longer. You only get so many cycles out of a battery. And so in order for me to get into this, I'm going to have to talk about the lead-acid battery. Just the key things about them, how to treat them, and I'm going to touch on charge controllers a little bit to show you how you can do it too, using excess power. In old days, you only had the 4 wires. 2 of the wires come from your solar panel or solar array, and then 2 of the wires go to your battery bank. And your charge controller disconnects your batteries at night. If you didn't do that, then you will lose power, watt for watt. You got a 100-watt panel? Well, you think it's giving you 100 watts during the day, but if you don't add a charge controller, it's going to take 100 watts at night. So this is one of my favorite charge controllers. Can I get you to turn the percolator off there? The switches are on the front of the stove. So this is one of my favorite charge controllers, and it's because it's just so user-friendly. It puts everything up on the one screen, and it's just so user-friendly. I would recommend pay the extra money and get this type of charge controller. Now, here we have load. The new charge controllers, they give you a place to take the 12-volt load from. My first charge controller was, it had that idea, but it was a preset, and you could not manipulate that. So what it would do is it would shut down at 10.5 volts. And that has everything to do with trying to save your battery bank. But the new charge controllers, you can set those voltages when I want you to fire, when I want you to turn off. So that's the beauty of these things. They also incorporated this load with a 24-hour setting, and that's for street lighting. Once the sun goes down, you can tell this thing, I want you to stay on for the next 3 hours or 6 hours, and it's a 24-hour setting. So in my case, I have it set on 24. I never want it to turn off. It's just the voltages that I'm controlling. So my refrigerator is a 120-volt refrigerator, but I'm actually controlling it using the 12-volt. So you can get a 5-pin relay, 12-volt 5-pin relay. The important thing is it's 12-volt fire. But whatever you want to skip across it is up to you. It could be the same 12 volts. It could be 24 volts DC. It could be 120 20 volts AC. It could even be 5,000 volts. That's not important. The important thing is it's a 12-volt relay. There's hundreds of them at the dump. They're good for 20 amp, and they're cheap. Couple of dollars, and you can buy them at any automotive Canadian Tire. It's just a square cube relay. And these things here, you can set them up, power to on or power to off. In my case, I'm using the 2 pins for power to on. And with that, let's go into my battery room and I'll show you the setup. Okay, we're standing in my battery room. The only other thing I have in here is the refrigerators and my washing machine. You're looking at my battery bank, and behind me there I've got 30 lead acid batteries. These ones here are Walmart, believe it or not. That's where I got them, and they perform well. So here's my charge controller, and I explained to you the 12-volt load out, and I explained to you how I can control the high and the low. And these 2 wires go to this small relay, 12-volt relay that I'm touching right here, inside there. And what I'm doing is I'm skipping 120 volts across there's 3 pins. I'm using 2 of those pins because it's powered on. And then it goes through this switch, and I can also jumper this relay. Right now it's starting to be dark. My battery voltage has dropped down to 12.8, and I have set this controller to turn off. I think it's set turn off at 13.4. So it's been turned off for quite a while. But if I ever had too many days of doom and gloom, or I see that my friends have been opening and closing the door a little too often, here I've got a mechanical timer, and I can just jumper the relay using this mechanical timer. So you can see how, I don't know why this one, yeah, it's on, but you can barely see it. I hope you can see this. This is just, I use it as an indicator. So now, by cranking this mechanical timer, I can give it 1 full hour, and it'll run the fridge for 1 full hour. And I even heard the compressor go. I don't know why, because it's winter time, really, but it went. And I have this thing set unbelievably cold, only a few degrees above freezing, because I'm trying to hold that heat all night, for the morning. And then I gave it a switch. I can turn it off, or I can turn it on. I can control it still yet again if I have to. And this cord right here is what runs my fridge. So just spin around here if I can get you to do that. Here's my electric fridge. They're calling this Cuisinart. I purchased it at Canadian Tire. And 90% of this fridge is outside. Because, I gotta tell you, I live in Canada, and I live on the north shore of Lake Superior. So even in the dead of summer, once the sun goes down, you're going to want to wear a sweater where I live. Because in the summertime, we get a south wind, and it comes off that great big lake. And it's a lot cooler outside than it is in the house. So that's why my fridges, here I've got a propane fridge, which I haven't, it works great. I haven't used it in, well, it's going on 3 years now, because I do it all with the electric, and it doesn't tax my battery bank. The way I'm set up here, I've got this charge controller to turn on at 13.8, turn off at 13.6. So what happens is, my batteries get it first. That's the most important. So the morning starts, I'm getting charged, brings my battery bank up, and then using excess power only, my voltage is high enough where I can start dumping. And in this case, I'm doing it for my refrigerator. I've got a few other ones going, circuits that I'm controlling. Here, this one here, I've got a 12-volt element, and I just went direct. I don't even have a relay controlling this one, because it's only a 200 watt, and I'm well within the rated amps for this thing, so I just went direct, and I'm controlling it the same way. So there's the control, and again, it's February, it's winter time, It was 20 below zero Celsius last night and the night before last. So really, I don't need any power to refrigerate in the wintertime. None at all. And it acts like a cooler. Yet I have the convenience of a fridge. I don't have to go outside every time I want a glass of milk or what have you. Let me just open this up. This one here doesn't have a running light, doesn't have a light. I spray foam tipped it enough so that the fridge door, if anything, will close itself. You can set that up. Try not to go too unlevel. Fridges like to be level. And this, the freezer compartment, I try to keep it full of bottled water. That's to hold the heat again, or hold the coal. This type of fridge, it has the freezer compartment built right in. And it's better. Here I've also got a fridge thermometer where I turn this fridge down quite a bit because it's winter time, and I'm trying to make it as cold as I can. Just a little bit above zero, and I was starting to freeze stuff. So that's why I bought this thing. It's just so that I can monitor things a little bit easier. And this here in the summertime, I've got it cranked quite a bit more because, again, July, August, we still get 80-degree weather, but I'm trying to hold the cold as long as I can. That's why you want to keep a full fridge. No, you don't want just, 3 slices of bologna and, jar of jam in there. You want to try and keep this thing full. Even if you're just using bottled water you can't even drink, just to give it more bulk in there, to try and hold the coal all night. And that's the idea here. It uses zero power at night because there's nobody here to open and close the door, so it isn't losing its cold. But a fridge like this, you open that door 2-3 times, you've lost everything. The cold just roars right out the bottom. And the same thing with the gas. Now, the gas fridge, I only use it as storage now. It gives me a place. And in the wintertime, it works just as good as this one. Not burning 1 BTU of propane because 90% of the fridge is outside. So hopefully with that, now let's go back into the living room, and I'm going to sit down with you guys again, and I'm going to explain the differences between the double door and the single door, and the freezer compartment is inside.